Sonic X Episode 42, A Date to Forget. I heard about this episode. Amy's character is going to be ruined, right? Bokoon starts the episode by asking someone to wake up. What a wonderful start, hearing his voice. He tells Emerald to wake up because they have an important mission to do, and Emerald wakes up with wires connected to him. And Bokoon says he's in charge, and Emerald has to obey all of his commands. It's not properly using Emerald's character if he never shows a personality. Then we see Scarlet say that City Park has been overrun by people obsessed with running because Sonic's inspired them to do so. That's not too unrealistic. Archie's Sonicgrams had a lot of kids saying that they're inspired to run faster because of Sonic. Too bad the real plot of the episode starts here because Amy demands to see Sonic. She's mad because he lied that he was going to go on a date with her and didn't. When Amy asked him for a date when he was in a cell, he didn't lie that he would go on a date with her. But here, Amy's ridiculously angry because she's just an anime cliche. She says that she even bought brand new shoes and a new hairband. At least she starts crying finally. She should have just acted that way, not been an unlikable grump. I get that she's mad because she wanted a date for so long and is cheated out of it, but still, she's just the anime fangirl character and that's all. She opens the door thinking it's Sonic when really it's Sam, who says that when he called Sonic this morning, he said he didn't have anything else to do today, which gets Amy mad. I don't think it's good to have an entire episode about this. Amy says that Sonic doesn't care about her, and Sam justifies that Sonic's just a busy guy, even though most of the time he's got no excuse to stay away from his friends and run around pointlessly. Amy decides to go in Sam's car to spite Sonic, and Cream thinks it's awful that Sonic did this, and Chris thinks she's mad at him when she's not. Sam brags about his car engine, and Amy lampshades that Sonic isn't the type to settle down. Amy lampshades the lack of chemistry between her and Sam as friends since they weren't listening to each other, and Sam says not to waste time on Sonic when she can't catch him. So does this mean he's learned his lesson about racing Sonic? Amy decides to go to the beach with Sam because Sonic won't be there, and agrees not to talk about Sonic. She's easily at her most unlikable here, and the fact that she's mad at Sonic is the worst part. Am I expected to believe Eggman's robots weren't scrapped when Eggman was imprisoned? It's really stupid that they were kept alive, and that Eggman's robots are eating, but I guess they have digestive systems. I really feel like this scene is padding. Eggman says their breakout team is about to give Sonic the runaround, and Bokoon laughs maniacally sending a tank towards Sonic, which has an intimidating Emerald powering it or something. Bokoon fires missiles at Sonic so he has to dodge them by ducking, and he misses again and damages the wall. He keeps firing at the roofs, and I'm expected to believe Sam got lost and drove his car into the middle of a sheep farm, which you'd think would be an enclosed area. Amy's all messy for no reason, and she demands a map, and Sam says he should have put the top of his car up when they went on that dirt road. Seriously, I know Sam wanted to take a shortcut, but it's still dumb. Sam isn't that different from Sonic, as Amy called him easygoing, but then when he mocks Sonic for what he did, Amy hurts his foot. This is why she doesn't deserve a boyfriend. She's abusive, and clearly has anger issues she needs taking care of. It's a good thing not every Amy is like this, but most of them are. We see a flashback where Sonic saved the farmer's son, and the farmer gives Amy a map, showing respect for Sonic the whole time. Again, I really like that after reading the smear campaign arc. Sam says that he forgot that Sonic didn't stand him up on his race today, reminding us that he's forgetful, so he really doesn't have being stood up in common with Amy. Sonic lands in the tank and twists his trunk around somehow, and jumps onto the hands of it and ties his arms around each other to make the tank topple over. Sonic tells Bokoon that thanks to him, he's running late for his date with Amy. Wait, so he was going to go on a date with her? That's out of character. He throws something at Bokoon in the smoke of the destroyed tank, and because Bokoon mentioned another robot, he looks inside of the tank. Amy faces the fact that Sonic's always going to be on the run, and so they aren't meant to be. What she should have said is that Sonic prefers to be alone in this show, even distancing himself from Chris and Tails. Sam chases a machine with his car and says that headquarters told him a machine's heading for Eggman's prison to break him out. It's really disappointing that Eggman will only stay in prison for one episode in a crappy comic arc. They're really dragging out Sam chasing it. And when Sam said he knew a shortcut, I couldn't really take him seriously since he got lost the last time. But he's fine this time because it's a more exciting scene. Amy has her hammer out ready to use against the machine. Is she gonna be humiliated? No, she's able to hit it, but her hammer just gets stuck on it. Then the machine sparks and explodes. So as I expected, Amy was allowed to be memorably useful for the third time in the whole show purely for cheap fan service. Sam says that his car is almost at Sonic speed, so Amy understands why Sonic loves to run. Then our time is wasted with Bokoon being glared at by the robots because they're still in jail, and he starts to cry. Why did he ever go talk to them if he failed? Why is he still here? Sam says that this was one of the best dates he ever had, even though Amy stepped on his foot and spent the whole time whining about Sonic. He really has bad luck with the ladies. Sonic then shows up and says he's sorry he's late. I'm guessing the episode will end before he gets to go on a date with her, because that would be genuine heart. He doesn't let Amy hug, proving that he doesn't care about her, and he runs away to raise Sam, which is out of character when you remember that he refused to raise Sam for an entire episode earlier. This is not proper writing. This is clueless writing. You're supposed to have the heroic main character in a kids show prove they do care about their friend. Once again, they could have had genuine heart and just subvert it for a joke instead. And Cream discovers Emerald in the bushes. There's never any real established motivation for what he's doing in this episode. Why did he go to these bushes? Did he know where Sonic lived? Well, this episode sucked. This is the perfect example of why Sega Japan has no idea how to handle Amy's character with respect. She's a whiny baby the whole time, and she really needs to get anger management therapy. Literally. I like her in Fleetway, at least until she totally buys that Sonic turned evil and becomes a bitter jerk about it. But before that, and outside of that context, she's pretty respectable compared to this. This is the Amy that we're dealing with in most of the franchise. And this is why people have a very good reason to hate her. But at least she didn't smash her friends' things. She didn't inconvenience them. Surprisingly, all she did was yell and complain. And look even more unlikable since she wanted to spite Sonic and complain about him, so much that she went on a date with a human rival to Sonic. The worst part of the episode, aside from her behavior, was the ending. It could have been heartwarming, but instead Sonic intentionally proves he doesn't care about Amy when I thought he was supposed to be a good guy. When your friend says that to you, that I knew you cared about me, you're supposed to reassure them that they're right and let them hug you. It looks more like he's intentionally trying to be a dick to her, which is jarring. Granted, this is ex-Amy, so who can really blame him? But it was still weird of a heroic character to not say, of course I care about you, Amy. It's just another example of how ex-Sonic doesn't have good social skills. It was starting to look like Sonic was going to be a surprisingly nice guy and humor Amy like he did in the comic. I thought it'd be another instance where he was as unbelievably nice as when he spent the whole episode with Helen. Instead, he apparently considered racing with Sam to be the date he was missing. That's a narrative cheat. And instead of a heartwarming ending, we got a tedious waste of time, which is what the entire episode was. At least there was action, and Amy was allowed to blow up a machine and keep Eggman in prison, which surprised me. But I don't understand why being hit with a hammer made it spark and blow up to begin with. Basically, this episode was just dedicated to reminding me why I hate Amy. At least when she's a comedy character instead of taken completely seriously. I'm not sure Sonic should even have comedy characters, because most of the time it's tried, it just humiliated the characters and annoyed the audience. Defective Detective sucked. In fact, I think I was a lot angrier at that than this, because I'm way less used to the Chaotix being stupid comedy characters than Amy. This is just normal Amy behavior to me. And Antoine is another example of how comedy characters don't really work.